like jab and then hook, jab and then hook, hook, ah, 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 boom, or here, boom. So welcome to the channel BekbolBoxing, guys. In today's video I want to show you and explain you different types of hooks in boxing. There are a lot of variations of a hook and they all serve its own purposes. You need to know when and why to launch a different type of hook for different type of purpose. I will show you the hook starting from Soviet style hook, like a lead hook, and ending with like Gazelle punches, Ivan, the way the Usyk did in his last fights, and many more.
Hook is like this hook, and back Ivan.
A lot of arm and hand injuries happen when they throw the hook in a wrong way. A lot of people throw the hook they don't land with two knuckles, they throw it incorrectly, and that's how they get their hands, arms broken and damaged, and after that they just ruin their boxing career. I will explain you when, how, and why use those hooks. I will show you step by step each hook. I will show you about 3 to 4 different variations of hook that are the most effective ones that are used in amateur fights, and the most of the time you will be able to land them. The most important thing is to land the hook properly so you avoid all the injuries, and I'll explain you that too. So with that, let's go to the heavy bag. It's gonna be easier to explaining you on a heavy bag. Let's go. So yeah guys, here I'm in front of a heavy bag, and the first hook that I'm gonna teach you, let's start from the Soviet style things. So it's a Soviet style hook, which is a really unusual type of hook, and most of the time it is very uncomfortable to throw, even for me sometimes. But the advantages of this hook that it's gonna be landing for a long distance, so you're gonna reach your opponent easier. Mostly you throw the Soviet style hook with your lead arm, so it's a lead hook, lead Soviet style hook. The way you land this hook is not like this that we do regularly, it's a called cup hook, but the Soviet style hook is when you land this way with two knuckles, landing like that. It's gonna be landing like this, going around, and it's gonna be really a long hook. When you throw the regular hook, there's not much reach. So with the regular hook, there's not much reach, but with a Soviet hook, there's a lot of reach. But also it's kind of similar to straight punch, but it comes from the side and lands right on a temple, guys. So here I am, guys, quickly put on the gloves. So you can throw this hook from either hand, from lead hand or rear hand, but the rear hand is gonna be a lot more uncomfortable because it's kind of unusual to throw like this. I'm a guy who throws this hook most of the time, but since I'm tall, I use this when I'm fighting in a really wrong range and I'm trying to not get my opponent come close to me. So I just spam like sometimes jab and then hook, and it lands most of the time. And maybe you have seen people throw this a lot, and it really looks pretty cool and unusual. So as I've told you before, you land it with your two knuckles. If you're not gonna land with two knuckles, that's gonna be injury right away. Because what's about this hook? With this hook, you will most likely to get injury if you land it improperly. So you need to be really careful with this hook. So from here, what you do, it's a really long hook. You always load with a hook, always you turn your body, and then throw the hook with two of your knuckles. Two front knuckles is the most important thing. So here, we just stand like this, and then here, like jab and then hook, jab and then hook, hook. So it's very dangerous, but also at the same time, you can land it for a really long distance. Remember, every punch should be landing on your two knuckles. These front two knuckles are the main part. If you land with the last two knuckles, they're gonna just break. If you land with these two, you're gonna knock out anybody because it is a bone, and that's how you should land the punch. And with the Soviet style hook, it's like that. You land it like this. If you can see, you just land it like that. So it's gonna land right on a temple. So from here, just boom, boom. You throw the jab and then hook, jab and then hook. So it's really confusing for your opponent because you don't load up, they cannot see it, you just don't load it, you just from here, you just can throw the hook, boom, and just gonna land on his temple. Hook number 2, the second one's a regular hook like this, it's called cup hook. The first one, Soviet style hook. I use this hook most of the time, but the thing about this hook, you use this hook mostly for close and middle range distance. And you use the Soviet style hook for the far away. You're not gonna use the Soviet style hook when it's way too close like that or in the middle range. You throw the Soviet style hook when your opponent is really far away. You throw the regular cup hook when your opponent's close and when he's at middle range. This way you generate a lot more power, and the punch, the hook is gonna be a really chopping hook. This kind of hooks all the time throws Gennady Golovkin. As you guys know, Triple G throws this and he just chops down his opponents. Bivol also throws this kind of hook most of the time. The Soviet style hook, he does that only when he is in a shadow boxing or a pad work, but I've never seen him throw the Soviet style hook in his professional fight. I only see people throw the Soviet style hook when I see amateur fights. The guys from Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan throw like this, but in professionals that's not gonna happen because it's way too dangerous to throw like this. So just a regular hook, it's a cup hook, same thing, you land with 2 knuckles. One important thing when you throw the hook, it shouldn't be like this. Your elbow should be at the 90 degree or maybe upper. So it shouldn't be like that. This way you also get injury on your elbows. It has to be straight like this. Every hook you throw, it has to be at the 90 degrees or just upper. So you just chop it like boom. So that's why when you generate the most of the power. And the most important thing is to load up and use your upper body like Gennady Golovkin. So from here, you just chop it, use your legs as well. From here, boom, boom, boom. So you just always load up, boom, here, boom. So that's the most important thing, is to land with 2 knuckles and lift your elbows up like this. So that way you generate most of the power and you avoid your opponent's arm when you point your elbows to the upwards. So once again, just quick to show you, just a regular hook, boom, like that. And from this angle, I will show you the the Soviet style hook. Jab, boom, jab, boom, 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 boom. These 2 hooks, first 2 hooks are the most effective and are the most used ones. That's all pretty much you need. You don't need other hooks. But there's the 3rd hook called Ivan. In the last fight, I'm sorry. So in the last fight, Usyk knocked out Daniel Dubois with this type of punch, and after the fight, he called it a Ivan hook.
Yeah, it's Ukrainian name. Yeah, Ivan is like a big guy who live in a village and work in farm. He was a big guy, like a Cossack. What is your name? My name is Ivan. Yeah, it's a hard punch. Yeah.
Basically, it's just an overhand right or left, but in Russian we call it kolkhozny udar. It's called in the translation village punch. What I mean by that, Ivan is a name, Russian name. Ivan is a guy from a village who doesn't know how to fight, but he is big and strong. All he knows is how to swing like that. So that's why he called it Ivan, because you swing like it's like an overhand and you swing like that, full force all the way. We call it village punch. In Russian it's called kolkhozny udar, but Usyk gave it Ivan, the name of Ivan. So it's just a simple overhand. That's what you call in American boxing. From here you just throw it with full of your body, full force. Doesn't need to be perfect, and just like that, like boom. Here it's gonna be really long, but the one thing you need to cover it up. So from here you're just gonna here, maybe here, and then boom. So you translate all of your body weight, everything. You use your whole body and punch the Ivan hook. So from here, like boom, or here, you just need to lean to the side where you're punching, so there's can be a lot more power. Boom, 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 boom. So yeah, Ivan hook is, you use this hook when you're really desperate, when you're really tired, you just throw it, or when you're just calculated the distance between your opponent and you know that it's gonna land, you throw the Ivan hook and knock out your opponent with 1 punch. The main thing, you need to lean to the side where you're punching and use all of your weight. And guys, last but not least, Gazelle hook. Gazelle hook is when you lunge forward with your whole body. Gennady Golovkin, the Triple G, used this most of the time, especially in amateurs and also in professionals. A Gazelle hook used mostly in America by Roy Jones and Gervonta Davis. I've seen a couple of knockouts of theirs, but it's pretty good if you're a really middleweight, I mean middle height or short heighted guy, and you use a lot of hooks like Triple G. You just lunge forward with whole of your body, you just load and then launch like this. The main thing, you need to be lunging forward with both of your body. They both should be in the air. So from here, the technique is you just launch, you turn your body, and then boom, you bring your legs forward. At the same time, they should be in the air, and at the same time, they should be landing. So from here, you just start with a hook and then double down with combinations, or maybe triple down. So from here, you just work like that and then boom. This is also a really powerful hook because you use your body, weight, shoulders, and everything like that. That's why some of the Gennady Golovkin's hooks, pretty much all of them, came out really hard. So because you use your body, you use your whole of the momentum. What I like to do, use this jab, sometimes with a feint. Most of the time, I go to the body, whole round I'm going to the body, and once the guy used to the body, I throw the jabs more, like body jabs, and one time, when I'm about to throw the body jab, I'm just gonna fake it and go with the Gazelle hook. Boom. It lands most of the time, but the key is to get your opponent used to getting hit to the, so you gotta trick him that the punch is gonna be coming all to the body. So you just throw all the time body hook, the body jab, and at last moment you just fake and go up top. Trust me, this punch is gonna land 9 out of 10 times if you make the proper feint and you punch the body before punching the hook. So yeah guys, with that, 4 different types of hook, you use it when and why, I told you each one. So the first one was Soviet style hook when you use it for long distances. Second one is regular cup hook when you use it for close and middle range distances. The regular cup hook you use when you want to generate a lot of power and you want to knock your opponent out. The Soviet style hook, you use it whenever you want to score point and get to your opponent from far distance. Third one, Ivan hook, I call it a village punch. You do when you're really desperate, tired, or you want to really knock out your opponent, but you need to trick him first, and it's going to be really fast and powerful punch, but also you need to be careful. If you miss it, you're gonna lose a lot of durability. When you miss the punch, you're gonna be really tired because you threw all of your weight to that, and it's gonna be really bad if you miss the punch. And the last one, Gazelle punch, when you throw all of your body forward, lunge forward, is good when you mix it up with feints, and when you go to the body first and then you feint the body and go up top, that's gonna land 9 out of the times. If you kind of catch your opponent clean, that's gonna be landing most of the time, guys. And it's very, very effective one, especially when you feint the body. So with that, guys, I have nothing more to say. And if you like this video, somebody asked me to how to perform lead hook, and from that comment, I got inspired and made this video, guys. So if you have questions, suggestions, comment down below, and I'll see you at the next one.